In the far reaches of a forgotten star system, the once majestic human fleet drifted through the void, lost to time and memory. Twisted metal and derelict ships floated like ghosts, remnants of a civilization that had once wielded power across the galaxy. Among them, the *US Valor* stood out, its hull scarred and battered, a testament to battles fought long ago. The ship's presence was a silent reminder of heroism and sacrifice, now reduced to a rusting hulk. Captain Mia Reynolds and her ragtag crew of scavengers had come to this system in search of salvageable technology, driven by desperation and the allure of potential wealth. Their ship, the *Elysium*, was barely holding together, its engines sputtering and systems failing. As they approached the fleet, the shimmering void above became a graveyard of opportunity. "Keep an eye out for any intact components," Maya ordered, her voice steady despite the flickering lights of the *Elysium*. The crew, a motley assembly of former engineers, pilots, and mechanics, busied themselves with scanners and tools, their eyes filled with a mix of hope and trepidation. They drifted toward the *Valor*, its imposing silhouette looming against the backdrop of distant stars. As they drew nearer, Maya felt an inexplicable pull, as if the ship itself was beckoning them. The *Valor* had been a legend in its time, known for its bravery during the HFY War, but it had been forgotten, left to rot among the stars. Suddenly, a warning alarm blared from the *Elysium*. Mia's heart raced as she rushed to the controls. "What is it?" she barked, her fingers flying over the console. "Sitrax patrol detected. Approaching fast," one of her crew shouted, panic seeping into their voice. Mia cursed under her breath, realizing they had been too careless. The Zytrax were infamous for their relentless pursuit of anything human, a cruel empire determined to wipe out the remnants of resistance. "Divert power to the engines. We need to get out of here," she commanded, adrenaline surging through her veins. But the *Elysium* struggled to respond, its ancient systems groaning in protest. In that moment of chaos, a spark of electricity flickered across the *Valor*. Without warning, the ship's lights pulsed to life, and the air hummed with a forgotten energy. Mia's eyes widened as holographic displays flickered into existence, projecting the ship's operational status. Who activated the *Valor*? Mia wondered aloud, both intrigued and wary. The ship's AI, Orion, materialized in a burst of light, a holographic figure clad in a military uniform, eyes glowing with an intensity that belied its long dormancy. "Unauthorized vessels detected," Orion intoned, its voice resonating with authority. "Initiating defense protocols. Prepare for engagement." "Wait," Mia shouted, realizing the ship was poised for combat. "We need to work together. We're not the enemy." But the AI's focus shifted, locking onto the incoming Zytrax patrol, which now emerged from the darkness, sleek ships slicing through space with ruthless efficiency. Mia's heart raced as she watched the holographic crew materialize around Orion, readying themselves for a fight. "Prepare to engage," Orion commanded. "We will defend this ship and its crew." Mia swallowed hard, caught between fear and awe. This was the moment she had dreamed of. A chance to revive the *Valor* and reclaim a legacy long forgotten. But they had to survive first. "Everyone, listen up. We're not just scavengers anymore. We're the crew of the *Valor*. Let's show them what we're made of." With renewed determination, Maya felt the ship rumble beneath her, a heartbeat echoing in the silence of space as the battle for their survival and the fate of humanity began. As the Valor systems whirred to life, the air filled with an electric anticipation. Mia grasped the console tightly, the faint glow of the control panel illuminating her determined expression. The Zytrax patrol, sleek and menacing, loomed closer, their sensors locked onto the small *Elysium* and the resurrected warship. "Orion, can we power up the weapons?" Maya asked, urgency lacing her voice. Affirmative, the eye replied, its tone cool and calculated. However, I require access to critical components. Engaging the weapon systems will necessitate repairs to the reactor core. Then let's get to it. Everyone, we need to split up. Some of us will work on the reactor. The rest will man the bridge and prepare for combat. Mia barked, rallying her crew. A quick glance revealed the looks of fear and excitement mirrored in their eyes. She knew they were outmatched, but they had a chance if they could restore the ship's power. While Mia coordinated the crew, the holographic figures of the Valor's original crew began to take their places. Each figure was a flickering shadow of their former selves, dressed in crisp uniforms and radiating a sense of purpose. They moved with fluidity and precision, instilling a sense of confidence in Mia. "Let's hurry," she shouted as the crew divided, the energy of the moment palpable. In the reactor room, Mia and a couple of scavengers, including the technical expert Sam, worked frantically. The room was dark and cluttered, with cables hanging from the ceiling like vines in a forgotten jungle. Mia could feel the weight of history around them, the echoes of battles fought echoing in her mind. "Here," Sam shouted, pointing at a flickering control panel. "This is where we can reroute power. If we can stabilize the reactor, we might be able to get the shields online." Mia nodded, her fingers flying over the controls. "Let's do it." Back on the bridge, the holographic crew was already in motion. Orion guided the remaining scavengers as they readied the ship for combat. "Weapon systems online in 60 seconds, Orion announced, its presence providing an anchor amidst the chaos. All crew members brace for incoming fire. As the countdown ticked down, the Zytrax ships closed in, their angular silhouettes stark against the backdrop of stars. Mia's heart raced. She could feel the weight of the moment pressing down on her. The Valor was awakening, but they needed more time. "Captain, we're running out of time," one of the crew shouted, glancing nervously at the approaching ships. "They'll be on us any second. Just hold on. We're almost there," Maya replied, her voice steady even as the ship trembled. Suddenly, the ship jolted, and an alert rang through the bridge. "Incoming fire," Orion warned, projecting a red alert across the screen. Mia's mind raced. "We need to divert power to the shields." "Sam, how's that reactor coming?" "Almost there," Sam called back, sweat glistening on his forehead. "Just a few more seconds." "Orion, can you give us a defensive maneuver?" Mia shouted. "Executing evasive actions," the AI replied. The ship responded with surprising agility, shifting out of the Zytrax's line of fire just in time. Maya felt a rush of adrenaline, the ship moving as if it were a living creature. "Power rerouted," Sam exclaimed. "We've got shields." "Activating," Orion commanded. With a surge of energy, the ship's shields flared to life, enveloping the Valor in a shimmering blue barrier just as the Zytrax opened fire. Mia braced herself, anticipating the impact. The shields held, absorbing the blast with a resonant thrum. Cheers erupted on the bridge, but there was no time to celebrate. "Fire the forward cannons," Mia commanded, her voice cutting through the momentary excitement. "Let's show them what we've got." As the ship's weapons came online, the crew felt a surge of unity and determination. The Valor, once a forgotten relic, was ready to reclaim its place in the galaxy. With a confident thrust, they unleashed their firepower, igniting a spark of hope that reverberated through the cold expanse of space. The Valor trembled with the impact of its own cannons, a symphony of ancient machinery awakening to life. Maya stood at the helm, adrenaline coursing through her veins as she watched the blasts ripple through the dark void. The Zytrax ships, momentarily caught off guard, staggered back. She felt a surge of triumph. They had struck a blow against their oppressors. "Captain, we've breached their formation," one of the crew shouted, their voice tinged with disbelief. "Keep the pressure on. We can't let up now," Mia commanded, her eyes fixed on the tactical display. The holographic crew of the Valor flitted about the bridge, directing energy and managing systems as if they had never left. As the chaos of battle swirled around her, Mia felt a sudden pang of curiosity. Who were these ghostly figures? And what stories did they carry? The Valor was more than just a ship. It was a vessel of memories, a testament to countless sacrifices. Orion, can you access the ship's records? Maya asked, her curiosity piqued. I want to know what happened to the original crew. Accessing archives, Orion replied, its holographic form flickering as it processed the request. Moments later, the bridge was filled with the hazy images of the ship's past. Holographic displays projected scenes of battles fought and comrades lost. The crew's faces, once vibrant and full of life, now shimmered with a melancholic glow. Mia watched as the holograms played out a pivotal moment. The Valor Asterisk leading a charge against the Zytrax during the height of the war. Explosions lit up the screen, and the voices of the crew rang out, filled with courage and camaraderie. But the scene shifted, revealing the moment the Valor Asterisk was overwhelmed, a last desperate stand against the oncoming horde. Captain Rhea Marks led us valiantly that day, Orion said, its voice somber. Despite our efforts, we were forced to retreat, leaving many behind. The Valor Asterisk took critical damage, and our crew was lost. A knot tightened in Mia's stomach. The crew had fought valiantly, but the weight of their loss hung heavily in the air. What happened to the ship after that? She asked quietly. We were designated as a lost asset, Orion replied. Abandoned in this system, forgotten by those who once relied on us. A silence fell over the bridge, the flickering holograms a painful reminder of the sacrifices made. But as the battle raged on, the present demanded attention. Captain, we're being flanked, one of the crew shouted, urgency cutting through the melancholy. The Zytrax are regrouping. Focus, everyone. We'll honor their memory by fighting. Mia's voice rang out with fierce determination. Orion, can we initiate evasive maneuvers? Engaging evasive protocols, Orion confirmed. The Valor responded, shifting in space with an elegance that belied its age. Target their engines, Mia commanded, pointing at the nearest Zytrax ship. If we disable them, we can gain the upper hand. As the Valor veered to the side, the crew worked in tandem, following Mia's lead. With a series of precise maneuvers, they aligned the ship for the shot. Now, fire, she shouted. The cannons roared, a brilliant flash illuminating the darkness as they struck the Zytrax vessel. The enemy ship erupted in a cascade of sparks and debris, crippled and spinning out of control. Cheers erupted on the bridge, but Maya remained focused. More incoming, another crew member shouted, eyes wide. They've called for reinforcements. Hold steady, Maya said, her mind racing. They were winning, but the battle was far from over. Orion, initiate a tactical retreat. We need to regroup and assess our damage. Understood. Preparing to jump to a safer distance, Orion replied. As the ship prepared to make the jump, Maya took a moment to breathe. They had fought back against the Zytrax, igniting a flame of hope in a galaxy shrouded in despair. But as the Valor Asterisk leaped into the void, she couldn't shake the feeling that their true battle was just beginning. We will honor your legacy, she whispered to the holographic crew, determination in her heart. The Valor Asterisk was no longer a relic of the past. It was a beacon of resistance, and together, they would fight to reclaim their future. The Valor emerged from hyperspace, its hull gleaming with renewed purpose, but the exhilaration of victory quickly turned to urgency as Mia surveyed the tactical display. The Zytrax forces were relentless, regrouping and sending out search parties. They needed to act fast. Orion, where's the nearest human settlement? Maya asked, her voice steady. Approximately 1 parsec away. Colony 7. They are under threat from the Zytrax. Reinforcements may be necessary to assist in their defense, Orion replied, the holographic figure projecting a detailed map of the surrounding area. Mila felt a surge of determination. Then that's where we're headed. We can't just defend ourselves. We need to fight back and protect those who can't defend themselves. The crew erupted into a buzz of excitement and apprehension. A chance to become more than mere scavengers. They were about to become liberators. Let's get to work, Mia commanded. Orion, relay the plan to the crew. We need to prepare for combat, and we need to gather any resources we can on the way. As the crew began their tasks, Maya stepped aside with Sam, who had been crucial in stabilizing the reactor. What do you think the situation is like at Colony 7? She asked, concern etched on her face. Given the Zytrax's aggression, it's probably dire, Sam replied. Grim. They could be overwhelmed, and if we don't act fast, we'll lose more than just a colony. With a grim nod, Maya returned to the bridge, her heart heavy. The stakes were higher than ever, and the weight of their mission pressed down on her. They were no longer just scavengers. They were humanity's last line of defense. The Valor surged forward, its engines humming with energy. As they approached Colony 7, the crew monitored the scanners, alert for any signs of Zytrax ships. The colony came into view, an orb of life amidst the cold void of space, its surface dotted with structures and lights. But a dark cloud loomed overhead, the unmistakable shape of a Zytrax battleship, flanked by smaller ships menacingly circling the settlement. Orion, what's our status? Mia demanded, her pulse quickening. Enemy forces are engaged in a bombing run. Colony defenses are overwhelmed, Orion reported, urgency in its tone. Time is critical. Prepare for combat maneuvers. We need to draw their fire away from the colony, Mia commanded. The crew, their expressions set with resolve, began to work in unison. The Valor tilted, engines roaring as they approached the battleship with daring speed. Maya took a deep breath, remembering the battles of the past. This ship had once been a symbol of hope, and now it was their only chance. Orion, can we disable their shields? Maya asked, formulating a strategy. Accessing tactical data. Suggestion. Target their power conduits to disrupt their shield systems, Orion replied, laying out a clear path. Got it. Let's make it count, Maya said, gripping the controls tightly. With renewed determination, the Valor opened fire, its cannons blazing as they struck the Zytrax battleship. The impact sent shockwaves through the surrounding space, and Maya felt a surge of exhilaration. But the enemy was quick to retaliate. Zytrax fighters are launching, a crew member shouted. Divert power to our shields, Mia commanded. The Valor shuddered under the incoming fire, but the shields held, pulsating with a radiant glow. Engaging evasive maneuvers, Orion announced, guiding the ship through a series of sharp turns and rolls, avoiding enemy blasts. Mia's focus sharpened as the battle unfolded. She could see the devastation the Zytrax were wreaking upon Colony 7. Buildings crumbling, fires raging. We have to protect those people, she shouted, the urgency igniting her resolve. Fighters are closing in, another crew member warned. Prepare to engage. We'll draw them away from the colony, Mia shouted, rallying the crew. With every shot fired, the Valor became a beacon of hope for the beleaguered colony below. As Mia maneuvered through the chaos, she could sense the tide shifting. They were no longer just fighting to survive. They were fighting for something far greater. The chance to reclaim their world from the grip of oppression. Hold the line, Mia urged, feeling the weight of their mission pressing upon her. As the crew rallied around her, the Valor surged forward, a phoenix rising from the ashes of despair. Together, they would become the hope that the galaxy so desperately needed. The battle raged on as the Valor engaged the Zytrax forces, the ship's cannons roaring with fierce determination. Maya felt the adrenaline coursing through her veins, each successful strike against the enemy feeding her resolve. The Zytrax fighters fell from the sky in brilliant bursts of flame, but the victory was bittersweet. The devastation below was a stark reminder of the stakes at play. As the last of the Zytrax fighters exploded into space, cheers erupted on the bridge. The crew had successfully driven the invaders away from Colony 7. But amidst the celebration, Mia sensed a shift in the atmosphere. "Captain, we've received a communication from the colony leader," a crew member reported, her voice laced with concern. "They want to speak with you." Mia nodded, curiosity piqued. She activated the communication link, and a holographic image of a weary yet resolute figure appeared on the screen. Mayor Layla Tran, leader of Colony 7, looked directly at Mia, her expression grave. "Thank you for your timely intervention, Captain. But we have much to discuss." Leela began, her eyes narrowing. "While your efforts are commendable, we cannot ignore the implications of your actions." Mia felt her stomach drop. "What do you mean?" "You fought bravely, yes. But the Zytrax will not be easily deterred. They will return with greater numbers," Leela said, her voice heavy with urgency. "Your methods, fighting fire with fire, risk escalating this conflict. There are those among us who believe it would be wiser to negotiate, to find a way to coexist." A murmur rippled through the crew. Mia exchanged glances with Sam, who looked as incredulous as she felt. "Negotiate? With the Zytrax? They've slaughtered our people, enslaved our colonies. We can't just sit back and let them walk all over us." "Your passion is admirable, Captain, but consider the consequences," Leela pressed. "We must protect our people, not just from the Zytrax, but from the chaos that could ensue if we engage in a full-scale war. There are those who question the tactics you've employed, and they fear a retaliation we cannot survive." Mia felt frustration boiling within her. "And what do you suggest we do? Just wait for them to come and take more lives?" "We must unify our forces, build alliances, and find a way to stand against them without becoming what we despise," Leela urged, her voice steady despite the weight of her words. "There are factions within our coalition who are calling for a more diplomatic approach. We need to listen to them." Mia bit her lip, torn between her instinct to fight and the rationale of caution. "We can't let fear dictate our actions. We need to show the Zytrax that humanity will stand together, not cower in the shadows." Leela's expression softened. "I understand your anger, but anger can blind us. You must consider the bigger picture. We can rally support for our cause, but we need to maintain the trust of those who may not share your methods." As the hologram faded, Maya felt a knot of dissent tightening within the crew. Some members exchanged uneasy glances, clearly swayed by the mayor's words. Whispers of doubt began to circulate, and Maya felt a crack forming in the unity they had fought so hard to achieve. "Captain, we can't ignore the risks," Sam said quietly, his brow furrowed. "Leela has a point. If we push too hard, we could drive those on the fence into the arms of the Zytrax." Mia looked around the bridge, her heart heavy. The voices of dissent grew louder, and she felt the pressure mounting. "We can't lose sight of our mission. If we abandon our fight now, we risk everything those who came before us fought for." "Maybe we need to adapt our strategy," another crew member suggested cautiously. "What if we focus on building alliances while still preparing for battle? It could give us the best of both worlds." Mia sighed, realizing the truth in their words. They were at a crossroads. "All right," she said finally, her voice firm. "We'll explore diplomatic avenues, but we won't stop preparing for conflict. We need to show strength while seeking alliances. If we do nothing, we lose, and I refuse to let that happen." As the crew rallied around her, Mia knew the path ahead would be fraught with challenges. They would need to navigate the complexities of alliances while remaining vigilant against the Zytrax threat. But she felt a renewed determination. The *Valor* would stand not just as a symbol of resistance, but as a beacon of hope, even amidst the shadows of dissent. Days passed as the Valor shifted its focus from battle to diplomacy. The crew worked tirelessly to gather intelligence and form alliances, but the undercurrent of tension remained palpable. Many were still reeling from the confrontation with the Zytrax, and whispers of dissent lingered like a storm cloud overhead. Maya stood on the bridge, scanning the tactical displays. "Orion, any updates from our contacts?" "Several factions have expressed interest in an alliance," Orion replied, its holographic form flickering slightly. "However, many are hesitant, fearing the repercussions of antagonizing the Zytrax." Mia sighed, feeling the weight of responsibility pressing down on her. "What about Colony 7? Have they made any progress in rallying support?" Mayor Leela Tran is in negotiations with several influential leaders across the system. However, there is no indication that any faction is willing to take a strong stance against the Zytrax at this time, Orion reported. Just then, an alarm blared through the bridge, jolting Mia from her thoughts. "What's happening?" she demanded. "Multiple Zytrax ships detected entering the system," another crew member shouted. "They're heading straight for Colony 7. Battle stations. Prepare for engagement," Mia ordered, adrenaline surging through her. The moment they had been preparing for had arrived, and the Zytrax had chosen to strike before they could fully unite the factions. As the crew scrambled into action, Mia felt her heart pound in her chest. "Orion, what are the odds of defending Colony 7 against this force?" Initial scans indicate a fleet of at least 10 ships, including a heavy battleship. Engaging them directly would be ill-advised without further reinforcements, Orion replied, the AI's voice calm but filled with urgency. "We can't just sit back and let them attack." Mia shot back. "We need to defend that colony, regardless of the risk. Send a distress signal to all nearby factions, anyone who can assist." "Distress signal is transmitting," Orion confirmed. However, response times are uncertain. As the Valor moved into position, Maya scanned the tactical display. "We'll have to use hit-and-run tactics. We can't afford to let them overwhelm us. Target their smaller ships first. Disrupt their formation." The crew nodded, their expressions determined. They had fought against the odds before, and now they would do so again. The Zytrax fleet approached with a menacing precision, their ships glinting in the starlight. As the first shots rang out, Maya felt the ship lurch under the impact, but they held their ground. "Return fire," she commanded, her voice firm. The Valor unleashed its cannons, striking the closest enemy vessel and sending it spiraling into the void. But more were coming, and the battle was far from over. "Captain, we're receiving reports of civilian casualties on the colony," a crew member shouted, anxiety thick in the air. "Damn it, we need to create a diversion," Maya said, her mind racing. "Orion, can we overload the reactor for a short burst of power?" "Affirmative. However, doing so may damage the Valor significantly," Orion cautioned. "It's a risk we have to take. Prepare for a reactor overload. Aim it towards their battleship." As the crew scrambled to execute the plan, Maya felt a surge of determination. They were not just fighting for their survival, they were fighting for the people of Colony 7, for every soul under the threat of the Zytrax. With a countdown echoing in her mind, Maya steadied herself. "Now," she shouted. The Valor reactor flared to life, a brilliant surge of energy blasting towards the Zytrax battleship. The explosion illuminated the darkness, momentarily blinding the enemy forces. "Now's our chance. Engage the remaining fighters," Mia commanded, adrenaline surging as she felt the tide beginning to shift. The Valor surged forward, exploiting the chaos. The crew worked in tandem, their movements seamless as they focused fire on the disoriented Zytrax fighters. One by one, they fell, the ship becoming a force of nature amidst the storm. "Captain, reinforcements are arriving," another crew member shouted, pointing at the display. A fleet of ships, human and allied, emerged from the void, bolstered by the distress signal. Relief washed over Mia as the tide of battle turned. The combined forces pushed back against the remaining Zytrax, striking with renewed vigor. "Keep pushing. We can drive them out of our space," Mia urged, her spirit buoyed by the sight of allies joining the fray. As the battle raged on, Maya realized they were not just defending Colony 7. They were reclaiming their dignity, their strength. Together, they would forge a new future, one where the shadows of the past would no longer dictate their fate. The tide of the battle shifted dramatically as reinforcements surged into the fray, a mix of ships from Colony 7 and allied factions ready to fight back against the Zytrax. The once menacing enemy fleet began to falter, caught off guard by the sudden unity among the human forces. Maya felt a swell of pride as she watched the allied ships coordinate their attacks. The Valor fired relentlessly, the crew working in perfect sync, their movements honed by the urgency of survival. Each shot found its mark, each explosion a testament to their collective resolve. "Captain, the Zytrax are retreating," one crew member shouted, disbelief etched across their face. "Don't let up. We can't allow them to regroup." Maya replied, her voice rising above the din of battle. She glanced at the tactical display, tracking the movements of the fleeing ships. "Orion, can we disable their communications? That might keep them from calling for reinforcements." "Engaging disruption protocols," Orion responded. The ship's systems hummed with energy as they focused on the enemy's communications array. The Valor unleashed a concentrated burst of energy, striking the Zytrax communication ship and disrupting their signals. The Zytrax ships began to scatter, disorganized and panicking. As the Valor pursued them, Mia couldn't help but feel a surge of hope. For the first time in what felt like ages, they were fighting back as a unified front. "Captain, we're receiving a message from the incoming fleet," a crew member reported. "It's Mayor Layla Tran." "Patch it through," Mia commanded, her heart racing with anticipation. The holographic image of Leela appeared, her expression a mixture of relief and determination. "Captain Reynolds, we're here to assist. Our forces have been mobilized, and we're prepared to support you in securing Colony 7 and pushing back the Zytrax." Mia nodded, her voice filled with conviction. "We'll coordinate our efforts. We need to ensure the safety of the civilians and prevent any further incursions. We've already begun evacuating the most vulnerable citizens to safe zones," Leela replied, her resolve evident. "But we need to hit the remaining Zytrax hard before they regroup. They won't back down easily." "Then let's make sure they know we won't back down either," Maya said, determination igniting within her. "Orion, help coordinate with their ships. We'll need to strike as one." As the allied forces converged, Maya felt a sense of purpose enveloping her. They weren't just a ragtag band of scavengers anymore. They had transformed into a formidable resistance, united by their shared struggles. "Engage the remaining enemy ships," Mia shouted. "Let's finish what we started." The Valor surged forward, flanked by allied vessels, and the battle resumed with a fierce intensity. The remaining Zytrax ships, now outnumbered, fought desperately, but were no match for the coordinated assault. Mia's heart raced as she maneuvered the Valor through the chaos. The air was electric with the sounds of battle, each explosion a reminder of the stakes. They were fighting for their lives, their homes, and their future. "Captain, one of the Zytrax battleships is attempting to break formation," a crew member warned, urgency rising in their tone. "Target its engines," Mia commanded. "We can't let them escape." With precision, the Valor unleashed a barrage of fire, striking the Zytrax battleship with pinpoint accuracy. The ship shuddered and slowed, smoke billowing from its engines. "Direct hit. They're immobilized," Orion reported. Cheers erupted on the bridge, but Mia kept her focus. "Don't let up. We need to finish them off." As the remaining Zytrax ships began to crumble under the relentless onslaught, Mia could see the shift in morale among her crew. They were no longer just fighting to survive. They were fighting for each other, for every life on Colony 7. "Captain, the last of the Zytrax ships is going down," another crew member shouted, eyes wide with disbelief. Mia felt a rush of exhilaration. "Prepare to secure the area. We need to assess damage and provide support to the civilians." As the remnants of the Zytrax fleet retreated, the crew of the Valor shared a moment of triumph. They had faced overwhelming odds and emerged victorious, united in their fight for survival. But as they caught their breath amidst the wreckage of battle, Mia knew this victory was just the beginning. They had ignited a spark of resistance, and now they needed to fan the flames into a full-fledged rebellion against the Zytrax. With the Allies at their side, they would face whatever challenges lay ahead, together. The remnants of battle hung in the air, a mix of smoke and victory that painted the skies above Colony 7. As the last Zytrax ship vanished into the depths of space, Mia felt a surge of emotion wash over her. They had achieved the impossible. They had defended their home and emerged as a united force. "Captain, we're receiving signals from the Allied ships," a crew member announced, excitement lighting up the bridge. "They want to coordinate a victory celebration and discuss next steps." "Let's do it," Maya replied, her heart swelling with pride. "They fought alongside us, and it's important we acknowledge their bravery." As the Valor settled into orbit around Colony 7, Mia gathered her crew for a debriefing. The bridge buzzed with energy, a stark contrast to the chaos that had enveloped them just hours earlier. "Everyone, I want to take a moment to acknowledge the hard work and dedication each of you displayed today," Mia began, her voice steady but filled with emotion. "We stood together against a formidable enemy, and because of our unity and courage, we defended our home." Cheers erupted, and Mia's heart swelled. She glanced around the room, seeing the faces of those who had fought beside her. They were no longer just a crew. They were family. "Now we need to turn our attention to the future," Mia continued, her tone shifting to one of determination. "The Zytrax will not stop with this defeat. We need to prepare for what comes next. We need a plan." Orion's holographic form flickered to life. "Several Allied ships are ready to engage in a strategy meeting. They've suggested forming a coalition to solidify our defenses and prepare for future engagements." "Excellent. Let's lead that meeting," Maya said, her mind racing with possibilities. "We need to establish a network of alliances across the system. We can't fight this battle alone." As they transitioned to the conference room, Maya felt the weight of leadership settle on her shoulders. She was stepping into a role she had never anticipated, but after today's triumph, she understood the necessity of her position. The conference room buzzed with energy as representatives from Colony 7 and Allied factions gathered. Mayor Lila Tran took the lead, her presence commanding respect. "Thank you all for coming," she began. "Today, we have shown what we can accomplish when we stand together. The Zytrax may have suffered a setback, but we must be prepared for their retaliation." Mia nodded in agreement. "We've fought back, but this is just the first step. We need to build a comprehensive plan to secure our systems and protect our colonies. We cannot allow fear to dictate our actions." Discussions flowed, strategies were proposed, and alliances began to take shape. Maya felt invigorated by the energy in the room. As they mapped out their defenses, ideas took root. They spoke of joint training exercises, shared intelligence, and coordinated military operations. Each voice added to the chorus of resolve that filled the space. As the meeting progressed, a familiar face caught Mia's eye. An officer from one of the Allied ships, a woman named Anya, who had fought valiantly alongside them during the battle. Anya stood, her voice strong and unwavering. "Captain Reynolds," she said, "we need to address not just our military strategy, but also the morale of our people. We must communicate our successes, inspire hope, and ensure that everyone knows they have a part in this fight." Mia felt a thrill of inspiration. "Absolutely. We need to connect with the citizens of our colonies to show them that we are united. We will not let the Zytrax define our future. We will fight for our freedom, our families, and our way of life. With renewed vigor, the meeting pressed on into the night, ideas and plans intertwining like threads in a tapestry. As they discussed the logistics of their coalition, Maya felt a sense of belonging wash over her. She was no longer just the captain of the Valor *. She was part of a larger movement, a growing resistance that would stand firm against oppression. As the meeting concluded, the representatives exchanged hopeful glances. The future was uncertain, but they were united in purpose. Mia knew there would be challenges ahead, but for the first time in a long time, she felt a spark of optimism. They were no longer outcasts. They were warriors, and together, they would reclaim their destiny. The dawn of a new era was on the horizon, and the Valor * would lead the charge into the unknown.